How you doing, folks? Um, just sitting outside the shop here, and I thought we could take a walk up to the swales, and I can show you guys how the swales have come out over the summer. We got the Bonesy, we got the Brownie, and let me just gather a few things from inside, and we'll take a walk up to where the swales are at and take a look at them. So I just wanted to show you 1, 2, 3. Let's take a look here. This first one is a peach tree. This peach tree did really good. It doubled in size. We'll go back and look at the other video, and it did get a couple peaches, but we weren't able to keep them for ourselves. But the tree itself did phenomenal. Really excited to see what it can do next year. So we had this space open. We had some annuals and stuff in here that have long gone by. This is a blueberry bush. There's not much left of it at the moment, but it did do really well. It just got eaten by some goats and stuff. But they always bounce right back. Blueberry, raspberry bushes, they always just come right back. This one is a spice berry, I believe it's called. It's we lost the tag, and we don't have the spiceberry marked anywhere else, so I'm pretty certain this is it. And again, it did very well. It was just one little stick. It grew up, and still holding on to its leaves, even though the leaves look like they might have something going on with them. Not quite certain. Mulberry. So again, another one that was real little. Started out as just a little stick, and has grown up very nicely. We got a Bones and a Brownie dog laying in there. We have typically mowed the grass that's on the hill with the push mower, and I haven't done it in a while because we're coming into winter, and I'm going to be adding some material to the bounds just to make them a little beefier. And I figure at that time I'll just kind of push the grass underneath all the dirt that I'm adding, and it grows back. It doesn't really concern me much because just about everything we have is going to grow up and above the grass. So I'm not too concerned about it. So this mound is the second one, obviously. This is a black aronia berry, if I'm saying that right. I might be able to zoom in on it and let you read it yourself. There you go. That's Aronia. Didn't do the greatest, but it did stay alive, and it did continue to grow. So, that's a win for us. What is this next one? It looks like a goji berry to me, but let me double check on the tag here. Oh, see? Pomegranate. Angel pomegranate, but it did. It just took right off. It doubled in size, I would say, at least doubled. So I would say it's set in, and it's ready to do some growing next year. The fig tree. Now the fig did phenomenal. We got figs in there. This grew from just above the ground, like 6 to 8 inches above the ground, to what you see now just in one summer. Looks good. It tells me that the situation is right for the fig. Right next to the fig tree we have the beauty berry. It gets these little tiny berries, and they can be used for teas and things like that. They're not particularly tasty. But in small doses, they pack a lot of vitamins and stuff. And like I said, you can use them as long as your taste buds tolerate, but they can also get you sick by eating too many. So just something you got to watch yourself with. This is a raspberry bush. It did phenomenal. And again, I think it's the deer that actually might be getting them. I know I said goats, but I think it's the deer. Right next to that, we have the honey locust tree. And this, of course, won't produce any fruit or anything, but it'll produce nitrogen in the nodes of the root balls down below. And as it pulls the nitrogen out of the air and out of the soil and stuff, and then these plants that come in contact with its tree roots will sap up that nitrogen as well, and so it's a huge benefit. So we have a few different nitrogen fixing trees around. That's just one of them. And this is another blueberry. It did good. We didn't. I don't think any of them. No, that one over there produced berries, but this one just got really big, which is nice. So hopefully next year it'll put out some berries. But we'll go down to the third hill. The third hill we had, I don't know if you guys remember or not, but we had some annuals here, some zucchini, something else. But right now we just have chokeberry, which is a favorite of mine. It didn't do anything spectacular. It grew, so figure it's settling in and it'll do better next year. This is another goji berry. We've got several of these around, but they get these little, some people may call it wolfberry, or what's the other one? They call it goji berry, sea berry buckthorn. Sea berry buckthorn. So, don't know what happened here. Got knocked over in the wind or something. We've had some pretty strong winds. What is this? A black elderberry. So that was one that Julia grew from a little tiny stick that she cut, and it's doing pretty well. It's growing pretty big. Now that may look like trash, but it's not. Underneath it is an olive tree. You can see the bucket for it right there. But it's not zoned for this area. It's actually one zone warmer than us, but we think we can manage it, and we're going to give it a try. It would be great to have olive tree here and, you know, have some of the fruit off of it. This was another peach tree. No, excuse me, plum tree. This was a plum tree. We have two of them. We have one out in the orchard and then this one. And this died. It was nearly dead when I put it here, and it just couldn't make the transfer without dying off. But we have here goji berry again. I'm sorry, I forgot. Sea berry, buckthorn, wolfberry. Hey, Brownie. Brownie, get over here. Get over here. Brownie. My dogs like to cross into the neighbor's yard. We're right here. There's the fence line. You know, they're over there quite a bit. But the water features worked well. When it rained, it slowed down, and we had big puddles of water behind on the back sides of these hills and stuff. Unfortunately, we had like no rain this summer. It really barely rained. Most of August, September, big part of July. But things, you know, it retained the water. I would come over here and I would dig it up a little bit, and it would retain the water, you know. And I think it's evident in how big everything grew. I watered once when I first put them all in, and we had some rainy weather, and I never had to water again. So let's go back up to the barn. So let's just make this an update video, I guess. Because I know a lot of you haven't seen this either. This is the barn edition. I'm just up to obviously right there. This stuff is all still got to come off, and I got to build a new wall of some sort for this area. But the far pen is done. The middle pen, which is not a pen really at all, it's just a workspace. Right now Julia has her trees in there with frost cloth on them, and we're going to try to use it like a greenhouse. It's got clear panels, so but what it'll be is kind of like a workspace, because the room adjoining it is the same type of space. It's got a shelf and stuff, so we'll store everything in there. And when we need to come out to do the goats and the chickens, or the goats and goats, whatever we're going to divide these pens up to be, you'll have that little space in between to kind of like sort your food out. And if she's got to do any trimming or anything, she could lay out her tools or lay out her medicines. Just a space to operate in. But really, this is what we got left to do. We got this portion of the wall, which it's just brutal because the boards, you got to remove all the nails, cut the board to size, and then try to bend it and get it up there. And I just was being a little grumpy about it the other day, and it didn't go well. But get that wall done. I'm going to leave this side part open, and all of this is going to be open as well. And what I'll be able to do is back the tractor in here out of the rain and snow and sun and what have you, and it'll just be a little area for that type of stuff. And and of course the animals, they'll roam around under here when it's raining and things like that. So that's kind of where that is. It really hasn't made any progress. I mean, I've done some work as of late as far as putting up the gate and the braces, and even working on that wall a little bit down there, but in all, it's just slow going. I'm trying to really pick it up now because the weather's perfect for working outside. And then we also have an event coming up where we're going to have quite a few people here. So I want to have, I'd like to have a lot of this done and looking decent, And if it rains or we have inclement weather, we can actually come under here and hang out and stuff just the same, But there's the goats. Don't know how much we've seen them this year on the videos. Yeah, who knows? I'm not gonna say. We really believe the one that's laying right down now, that's Nutmeg. We're pretty certain she's pregnant. She's just really, really big. She's can't even stand on her feet for long periods of time. She's dripping milk from her udder and stuff, so it's pretty close. Same thing with Cinnamon and the one just over her behind area off to the right. Right there, that's Bella. We're pretty certain she's pregnant, and the one right in front of her, Trouble. They've all just got bigger udders, and they just look it, so. But only time will tell. It seems like we've been waiting forever. We've got rid of the buck because we weren't sure if he was doing his job, so we decided to get rid of him. But he may have actually gotten pregnant after all, which is fine. We don't keep the same buck year after year anyhow. Bring in a new buck and new blood into the line. So Gigi's been digging a hole. She just was up here one day working with me, and she asked if she could dig a hole. I was like, go ahead. So she's been digging. It's pretty deep too. But here's the pond area. Everything's starting to fall down. The trees are dropping all their leaves. Hickory tree here has all the nuts on it still. But all right, folks. Well, I hope you enjoyed a brief little tour. If I can figure out how, I'll attach the link from the previous video I did in the spring of the swales, and then you'll be able to see, you know, firsthand how much stuff has changed. All right, have a great day, folks. Thanks for watching.